Rashi over here. Very interesting enough, as you can see, I've got the coffee over here. To the bagel place, just like usual. Let me just move the telephone a little bit so we've got a better angle. I can speak a bit closer. I don't need to announce to the whole place what we're learning. Oh, wow. See, I'm so eager to get started with the shir that willing to burn myself a little bit here, but I wouldn't recommend that for anyone. As we get started now, learning Parshat Vayeshev. We're going to do, friends, we started this I think in Parshat Noach. This was about 6 weeks ago, and now already fantastic progress. We are already in Shabbat Parshat Vayeshev over here. We're going to learn the Parsha with a Rashi commentary and some more footnotes with regards to it. And let's get this underway over here. Over here, this is the book. It's got excellent Rashi commentary. Naturally, we're in the book of Vayeshev at the moment still, Sefer Vayeshev. We call that in English Genesis, as we have already spoken about. It's an action-packed Parsha. Vayeshev is. We did naturally last week Parshat Vayishlach, as all of you will be familiar with, and now we enter Vayeshev. Okay, I'm going to start with the first pasuk, and let's try and digest it. Vayeshev Yaakov Eretz Megorei Aviv, Eretz Canaan. Okay, what's going on? Obviously, Yaakov is in a settled land of his father, where he lived in itself in the land of Canaan in of itself. Okay, so that's when I'll just say a blessing. Yeah, very smooth coffee. Vayeshev Yaakov v'gomer. So Yaakov is settling. We know that he settles down. Acharei shekatav lecha. Let's say the scripture in itself is going to write Yeshuvei Esav, the settings of Esav, or the settlings of Esav. V'toldotav. This is and his offspring, naturally descendants, is a toldot. But then in a concise manner. Shelo hayu sefunim. They were not, let's say, treasured or held in esteem. To explain, let's just say how they settled in itself. There was a counter battles over here. Remember, there was a lot of things actually took place at that point in time. Last week's parsha we learned about Shechem, how they had to wage war against Shechem at that point in time with the atrocity they did to Dinah in those places. How they disposed the Horite. Perash lecha, it explains Yeshuvei Yaakov Sivatam, all the turns of events which caused them Lefi Shehem Chashuvim Lifnei Hamakom, before, let's say, Hamakom, the omnipresent, La'arich Bahem, to dwell at length with them. V'chein Atam Motzer, we find Ba'asara Dorot, there was 10 generations from Adam to Noach, naturally. Naturally, I think there was 10 generations also from Noach to Abraham. Ploni Holid Ploni, we know that one of the great people had another son to them, Adam. But once he got to Abraham, Mashgiya etzel Abraham, Herichbo, it dwelt at length about him. Now they're talking in detail about each of these great rabbis, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, naturally. Mashal Margalit Shnafla Benachol. It can be compared to a parable of it. You've got like a diamond or a pearl of some sort that's going to fall into sand. Adam Mashmesh Bachol. A person feels the sand. V'chovro bichvara. He sifts it. Until he's going to find, let's say, this pearl in of its own right. Umish Mitza'a. Once he finds it, he mashlich et. He throws away the pebbles of his hands, and takes a pearl. Obviously, naturally, he's going to take the one he treasures. Over here, Vayeshev Yaakov settled. Hebchatani, there was certain flax merchant, whose camels entered, let's say, a town. To an impishtan, they was laden with flax. A pechamit tama, and then the blacksmith over here is going to wonder, Ani kanes kol hapishtan zeh, where can all this flax be stored? There was a clever, let's say, a smart person that came over there and answered him. One spark can go from your bellows, which will burn it up. Similarly, Yaakov saw all of the chiefs, let's just say, of Esav, the alufim in of itself, we know that, I think in the previous Parsha, actually relates over about Alufim of Esav, which he was written. Tama v'amar, he wondered and said, Mi yachol yichbosh et kolan, who would conquer all of them? Ma ketiv lamata, it's also written, Ela toldut Yaakov Yosef, the offspring of Yosef and Yaakov. Uchtiv, v'ya beit Yaakov esh, the house of Yaakov should be fire, or beit Yosef lahava, the house of Yosef a flame, or beit Esav lakash, and the house of Esav straw. Nitzot yotzet, yotzem Yosef, a spark shall go forth, shemachale, which will annihilate, soref et kulam, and will burn all of them. Okay. It's actually interesting, just to add on my own thing over here, I think other commentators bring it about, that once happened to be that Yaakov settles over here. It says that Yaakov is tranquil. Sometimes it's not good for someone to be too tranquil sometimes. It's important that we keep moving and we don't relax. I remember one time, I think it was my cousin, he sat down for a minute and relaxed, and then he realized, no, time is short. You can't just sit down and relax. You need to get up, you need to do, you need to learn, you need to grow. The life is too short over here. Okay. Pasuk number bet. Ele toldot Yaakov Yosef ben 17 shana haya ro'eh et echav batzon v'hu na'ar et bnei bilha ve'et bnei zilpa neshei aviv vayaveh Yosef et dibatam ra'a el avihem. What's going on here, friends? These are all the offspring of Yaakov. Now it's interesting. Yosef, at the age of 17 years. Why is it mentioning Yosef first of all? Okay. Was a shepherd with his brothers by flock, explaining what he was doing, and he was a youth with the sons of Bela and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and Yosef would bring, let's say, it's actually quoting of it, translated as evil reports of them to their father. Very interesting enough. So lots to digest over here. It seems like maybe this is Lashon Hara over here. Maybe it's constructive. Which way do we look at this at over here? And why is it mentioning Yosef first? Why does it mention Reuben is the oldest? Well, we know that Yehuda at the end is going to become the king of Israel. Why does it mention Yehuda first? Why specifically it's mentioning Yosef first of it? Now let's look at the Rashi. Ele toldot Yaakov. Naturally the offsprings of Yaakov. Ve'ele shel toldot Yaakov. And these are of the offsprings of Yaakov. Elu yishuvehem. These are their settlings, to Google Latin, and the turns of events. Ad shaba'ut lichlal yishuv. Siba Rishona, the first, let's say, causative factor. Yosef ben 17 v'gomer. Yosef was at the age of 17, naturally. Earlier days there, Nitgal Gelu, there was, like, let's say, a chain of events that took place. We are Dut Mitzrayim, and they will eventually descend to Egypt. As naturally know, it's going to be 400 years, let's just say, in of itself, with 210 years of slave labor. It follows, let's say, a resolution on the simple meaning of scripture. Liot davar davur al afanam. Each word in its proper setting. Midrash Agadah Doresh. And actually the Agadic Midrash will expound. Tala katu toldot Yaakov Yosef. The verse, the title of Yaakov's offspring upon Joseph. Mipnei kama dvarim, because of several reasons over here. One is that Yaakov's sole purpose in working for Lavan was for Rachel. We know naturally Yaakov works really hard because he wanted to get married to Rachel, as we know. Got married to Leah at the end, got tricked in from Lavan. And Yosef's, let's say, appearance resembled this. And everything that happened to Yaakov, Erali Yosef, seemingly happened to Yosef. Like, let's just say Yaakov in its own right was like, whatever happened to him will actually eventually happen to Yosef. Over here, this is what the Rashi is saying. Erali Yosef, Ze Nistam. This one was hated. The Ze Nistam, this one was hated. So just like, naturally we know that Yaakov was hated by his brother Esau, Yosef will be ended up hated by his brothers also. Erali Yosef, this happened to Yosef. Okay. This one's brother sought to kill him. And that one's brother sought to kill him. There are many parallels. Vayeshev Rabbah points out in the book of Vayeshev Rabbah. And now he's bringing more stuff out. It's a very, very big Rashi, this is. Not usually as long as this Rashi is. But on Nidrash, more expoundation on this. Vayeshev, Yaakov settled. Bikesh Yaakov liyeshev b'shalva. As we say before, Yaakov wants to be in tranquility. Kafatz lav ragzo shel Yosef. And now this ordeal of Yosef has sprung onto him. Tzadikim v'akshim liyeshev b'shalva. When the tzadikim, the righteous, want to sit in tranquility. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed is He. Lo dayo letzadikim ma shemetukan lahem leolam haba. The righteous do not consider that which is prepared for them in the world to come to be enough for them. Ela, rather, shuvakshim liyeshev b'shalva ba'olam hazeh. They seek to dwell in tranquility in this world. V'hu na'a, and he was a youth. Shaya oseh masen arut. Let's say he will do things associated with the youth. Mitaken b'saro. It's actually related over that. Maybe Yosef would actually, let's say, fix his hair. Mema shemesh beinav. He would groom his eyes. He wants to have, like, let's say, a nice appearance over here, so he'll do that naturally for those reasons. So you could question, why is someone, obviously he's very righteous, but why, maybe vanity is not the best. If he wants to look good, with the sons, now he was conversing with the sons of Bila. Kloma, this is to say, he was friendly with the sons of Bila. He was usually frequenting and speaking to the sons of Bila and Zilpah. For his brothers, sons of Leah, would, let's just say, denigrate him. And he would befriend them, so he would try and befriend them. Evil reports, what evil reports? Any evil which he would see in his brothers, in the sons of Leah, he would actually report this over to his father, Yaakov. They would, let's say, he would report over, they would eat the limb that was attached from a living animal. And they would belittle the sons of secondary wives. The children of Leah will, let's just say, make fun of the children of, let's say, Bila over here, and call them servants. So Yosef obviously doesn't want to see this, so we'll report this all over to make sure that all these insults weren't brandished about. Let's say he would suspect them of sexual immorality. Yosef was stricken in these three areas. We know at the end. Naturally, we know that he didn't want to, like, say lashon hara about them. He suspected about them. There was no reason to actually report it or to actually suspect it. Maybe he should have given them the benefit of the doubt that it wasn't the case. So in turn, Yosef is going to get punished for these three tribulations. We see that Yosef at the end is going to get, let's say, stricken with these. Because he spoke of a limb detached from a living animal. And they slaughtered the young goats when they sold him. Just like that. That was like a midah keneged midah, let's just say. They did not eat it alive. And because of the report that he related about them, that they called their brothers servants. Yosef was sold as a slave, and because of, let's say, the sexual immorality that he related about them, his master's wife cast, let's just say, eyes upon Yosef, and she said, lie with me. This was Diba reports, any form of the word Diba, let's just say Old French in of itself, whatever evil he could speak to them, he would relate. Diba, it's like, let's say, he makes the lips of those who slumber speak. Over here. Very interesting now. Okay. Friends, we're on Pasuk Gimel, that is number 3 naturally, in Hebrew. Everyone that is joining live, please subscribe to the channel now. We're trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the time of Hanukkah, which is in a week's time. Let's try and get to the number 6,000. We're a community here with tons of excellent content over here. So I appreciate everyone that hits the like button, subscribe to the channel, and so hit that subscribe button now. Okay, we're on Pasuk Gimel now, of Parshat Vayeshev. Vayisrael Ahab את יוסף מכל בניו, כיוון זקונים הוא לא ועשה לו כצונת פסים. Now, Yisrael, Yisrael is another name for Yaakov, loved Yosef more than all his sons, since he was a child of his old age, and he made him a fine woolen tunic. So there's a favoritism now that's coming straight away. He's making a fine woolen tunic. This causes potentially a lot of problem over here, because he doesn't. You single out one son over the others, it's going to cause agitation. It's going to cause jealousy and everything else. Let's say if Rashi adds on to anything. Ben Zukunim, he was a child of his old age. Yosef was naturally born, let's say, at an older time here of Yaakov's life. Unclus Targum Unclus is going to render Bar Hakim Hulei. He was a wise son to him. He was considered like the wise one, let's just say. I call it Mashalamad. Everything that Yaakov had learned, Mishem va'ever, from Shem and Ever, Masar lo, he gave over to him. Davar acher, Shea zil ikunin shelo, because of the splendor of his appearance, because he maybe looked, let's say, refined, let's just say more. Dom elo, he resembled Jacob, a bit pasim, fine woolen. Lashon kli milat, the meaning of a garment for fine wool. Kamo karpas utchelet, karpas and turquoise wool, or kamo ketonet apasim, and like the fine wool tunic, the tamar Amnon. There was an episode of Tamar and Amnon, which we very much will later on learn. There's also Agadic Midrashim, which describes, says that the word pasim is used to describe Yosef's tunic. Al Shem Tzarotav, because of his troubles. He had naturally a lot of troubles, we see. Shnimkala Potiphar, he was sold to Potiphar. We know that was a big trial and tribulation over there. Ula Sachorim, and to merchants. We know that he will be sold to the Ishmaelim, to the Midianim, once he's rescued from the pit. So we know very much that's going to happen. Friends, we're in Parshat number 4. Okay. And just a lesson in life, when the power, say that someone is jealous of someone else, and it's been put on them, like say a teacher is favoring another student, or let's say a parent is favoring another parent, that it's not necessarily a good situation for the one that's favored also, because imagine the one that feels it's going to be jealous or doesn't feel as loved, they're going to turn to Hashem and say, it's not fair that I'm not as loved, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, I want to also have this. Then Hashem seed Leah was using with regards to how she felt about Yaakov and Rachel. At the end, Hashem is going to give blessing more onto that person in of itself. So one's going to be very careful in many ways, many angles, not to make people jealous of someone else, and not to give too much attention to someone else rather than to the other people. One's got to be, let's just say, fair in of itself. Okay, friends, we are now on Pasuk number 4. Okay, ויראו אחיו כי אותו אהב אביהם, מכל אחיו ישנאו אותו ולא יכלו דברו לשלום. Now, this jealousy is so strong over here, it's now causing the other brothers to not even speak to Yosef. So, what is that going to mean in turn? It could be Yosef is righteous and Yosef is innocent with everything he's saying. And it could be that Yosef, when he's criticizing the other brothers, he's doing it in a constructive way. But now, because of the jealousy he actually feels towards the brothers, it's now going to cause animosity and hatred, and they're not going to be able to judge him favorably. And that's how powerful to judge favorably is, to be happy for someone else. We see about Aaron HaKohen, when Moshe was appointed the leader of Am Yisrael, Aaron was delighted for Moshe. He was glad. He wasn't jealous. He was an older brother. Naturally, you would expect there would be jealousy over here, and so on and so forth. But he was the opposite. He loved the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu was the leader and came to greet him even over here. Maybe the brothers should have had the attitude of saying, oh wow, look how splendid Yosef is, how great Yosef can become. We can compliment this, and end up bringing a lot of jealousy and strife over here. Let's see what Rashi says. They couldn't speak to him with peace. Let's say because there was disparagement over them. We may learn their praise over here. They did not speak one thing with their mouth, and the other with their heart in itself. They weren't hypocritical of their actions and reflected their feelings. Dabru ledaber imo, to speak to them. Okay. Okay, now pasuk number 5. Okay. Vayechalom Yosef chalom vayaged le'echav v'yosufu od sno oto. Yosef dreamt a dream which he told to his brothers, and they increased even more hate of him. Now, this dream over here, Yosef seems to, we're going to see that it's a dream where Yosef is going to seem more superior. So imagine it. So once he's retelling this dream over to all of them and saying, he's in a more favorable position and they are subservient to him, it's just going to harbor more hatred over here. So now the commentaries will probably talk about why should he bring this out? Did he have to bring this up? Maybe you should have said the dreams in a better manner and stuff like that. Over here, there's no Rashi on this, but should he have related the dreams over to him? Maybe he should have expressed it in a different way to them. He should have said it in another terminology to them, to not bring about all this harbored hatred. And so that how important it is, this gives us a lesson that when you're relating something over to someone else, let's say that he had to say over these dreams because maybe it was prophetic and they had to know this information, maybe you should have said it in a better way to not harbor the hatred. Maybe you should have built it up in another way. And we know that Yaakov, for example, when he encountered and confronted, let's say, Esau, Yaakov is going to call him his brother, his servant. And he's going to give full respect to Esau, as we see in last week's Parshat Vayeshev. But over here, seemingly, Yosef is not going to do this in a very respectful manner. Let's see what the Pasuk continues. Now we're in Pasuk number 6. That's above, naturally. But, okay. He said to them, here, please, there's this dream I dreamt over here. Pasuk Zayin. והנה אנחנו מעלמים עלומים בתוך השדה. והנה כמה אלומתי, וגם ניצבה, והנה תסובנה אלומותיכם, ותשתחוויין לעולמתי. There were binding sheaves in the middle of the field. When, behold, my sheaf arose and also stood, then behold, your sheaves gathered around and bowed down to my sheaf. Over here. Me'alimim alumim. Ketargumo. Okay. As Targum Unclus renders it. Me'asrin. Isrin. Emarin sheaves. Vechen noseh alumotov. Carrying his sheaves. V'kamohu b'lashon Mishneh. Similar we find in language of the Mishnah. V'numot notel u'machriz. And regarding the sheaves that one has found, Kama alumati, my sheaf arose. And this kafa, it stood erect, the gam nitzava, and also stood la'amod al amada, to remain standing in its position b'skufa. What's going on over here? So we can see that he's basically relating over the dreams over here, binding sheaves in the middle of the field. What's that? We're in the field at the moment. There's all of us. Field. One thing about field is there's nothing there. It's just land and people. So everything sticks out. If you're picturing a movie or picturing a scene over here, when you're in a field, it's just field. You've got nothing. It's not busy, a field in general. A field is just there, and the objects there, the scenario there, it's clear cut. Let's just say he's in a room over here, and this is taking place, it's a busier room. There's cupboards, there's clothes, there's books. I mean, it's a field. So now the people where he's relating the dream to his brothers, they can actually envision totally the picture of this. It's not busy anymore. It's just him and them over here. So this is going to make the jealousy and the picture more stronger over here. Over here, we were binding sheaves in the middle of the field when behold, my sheaf arose and also stood. Then behold, your sheaves gathered around and bowed down to my sheaf. So what's going on here? It's a clear-cut movie over here, clear-cut picture. He's got the sheaves there, he's in the middle, and everyone else is bowing down to them. They already harbor like a jealousy towards him. And now he's saying that, imagine it, all of a sudden you're like the superstar and everyone's jealous. And then you say, hey, everyone come in. Picture this place in this field. It's just me, I'm in the middle, and you're all bowing down to me. Imagine the animosity that's going to cause, further jealousy it's going to cause. And we also know already the jealous that Yaakov favors them. Yosef has got this tunic. So it's enough that if they had like a divine prophecy that he's going to be like the leader and let's say he's going to have a great role over here, possibly like a more important role than him, then fine. But it's like they're on jealous on times 100 at the moment over here, and it's just going to cause more and more things. Let's just see what the Rashi says over here. It's understood. The Tonga, Masrin, Isrin, Amarin, the sheaves, carrying the sheaves, וכמוהו בלשון משנה. It's like a language of the Mishnah. ולמרות נוטל ומכריז. And regarding sheaves that one has found, he takes them and announces, Hakama alumati, my sheaf arose, Nizkafa, stood erect, V'gam nitzava, and also stood, La'amod al amda. It remained standing in its position, Bizkifa, like erectly in a in like a standing posture in of itself. Okay, friends, we're on pasuk number 8 over. That's chet naturally in Hebrew. Over here. Anyone that's tuned in now, subscribe to the channel, smash that subscribe button. We're coming close to 6,000 subscribers over here. We want to get to the 6,000 number by the time of Hanukkah, which is in a week's time. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. Chet. Vayomru lo echab hamaloch timloch alenu im masholet timshol banu v'yostifu od sno oto al chalmotav v'al devarav. His brothers said to him over here, would you then reign over us over here? Would you then dominate us? And they increased even more hatred, as we said in the previous pasuk, because of his dreams and because of his words. It's interesting of it, just before we look at the Rashi, because first of all his dreams, he's dreamt it. So even if he didn't speak it over, say he spoke it over in a better terminology, in a very friendly way, it seemingly they would still like feel more animosity towards him, but because of the dream itself, they're naturally going to do it. But it's adding extra word. It says because of his words. That's the key thing of it. Just my intake at the moment, my 2 cents, you could say. Not that it's worth much. Because of his words, he said it in a terminology, seemingly, where it's going to harbor more hatred. If maybe he would have said it in a more polite way, like in a more prophetic way, that maybe it means maybe something, there's a vision of something that might happen in the future, and he says it like it sells it in a very nice way. He honors them while he's saying it. Maybe it wouldn't have caused as much hatred, but maybe because the way he said it, and because of the dream itself, it's like a double blow over here. It could have been like, if he had to say it, let's just say, he felt prophetically he had to say this, then maybe that was one thing, but the terminology, the way he said it, was an extra problem here, and will bring an extra jealousy over here. Let's see what the Rashi says. But because of his talk, because of the evil reports about them. So maybe the Rashi over here is bringing it out because of everything he's really said over, let's say, Lashon Hara, or bad feedback about them to the father in of itself, naturally. Shayam Levi Lavihem, which he would bring to their father. Okay. Pasuk number 9. וחלום עוד חלום אחר ויספר אותו לאחיו ואומר הנה חלמתי חלום עוד והנה השמש והירח ו11 כוכבים משתחווים לי. He dreamt again another dream and related it to his brothers, and he said, look, I dreamt another dream. Behold, the sun, the moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me over here. Now already they're jealous over here. Now he's giving them another dream. Now they're extremely jealous. There's like a lot of hatred over here. So at this point in time, it's at a very, very high level. And now the last thing potentially you would have thought that someone should do to another group of people that are very jealous is now bring another dream that's going to harbor even much more jealousy. And now he's taking it a level further, you could argue, over here, because now this other dream is at a greater level over here, because this dream over here is a much stronger dream than the previous dream over here. Which is interesting. It's interesting because in the previous dream, over here it's saying the sun, the moon and 11 stars are bowing down to me. This is a much stronger dream than the first one. Why is this much stronger? Because he's giving a hidden message over here. First of all, there's now, we're not even a field anymore. Now you can picture this, and you've got like the universe here, so everything sticks out. 11 stars, it's crystal clear. 11 stars are 11 brothers. The sun and the moon is like representing the father and the mother over here. And they're all over here. They're bowing down to me, to him. So why is this now? I'm just stating, you could say there's no real Rashi on this piece in of itself. But at this stage in time, his father, his parents are involved over here. The father is involved. And now he's taking it a level further, they feel. That whether even the father now, their father, is going to bow down to him. It's like he's taking it a level further over here, and he's done it over here. I'm just going to take a half-minute break over here, and I'll come back in half a minute, okay? So everyone watching, and just hold on for a minute. How's it going? Yeah. Just in the bathroom, you can just keep an eye on Don't want YouTube. It's actually live. Once you see the videos, but someone's YouTube gets what
I'm most likely going.
Very scary indeed. There was a stupid chap in there, Rabbi. Yeah. Terrorized. You were in the army, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
How big?
I'm 33. 34 more.
You volunteered to go after the
I tried. I wasn't Korean. I wasn't Korean.
So next, go back in there. Just send me a hi. I'm going to check it after, so I'm going to continue the slide video. Okay. Okay, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for waiting and tuning in. And we are here at the moment. So I can see there's comments over here. As we're going to continue now this live video over here on the Parshat Vayeshev we're learning over here. Shabbat Parshat Vayeshev. Okay. Okay, friends. Okay, so we are now talking all about the two dreams so far that Yosef is having. We've spoken about this, let's say, stronger dream. He said about the, let's just say, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars. Now we're pasuk number 10. That's naturally pasuk yud in Hebrew. Vayisapher el aviv el echav ויגער בו אביו ויאמר לו מה החלום הזה אשר חלמת הבוא נבוא אני ועמך ואחיך להשתחוות לך ארצה. So it's interesting. So he related it to his father and to his brothers, and his father told him off, let's just say, and said to him, what is this dream that you have dreamt? Are we, let's say, to become I and your mother and your brothers to bow down to you to the ground over here? It's first of all, Yaakov is telling him off because first of all, this is, it's not respectful potentially. It's now he's stating your father and mother is going to bow down to you, and your brothers also. So Yaakov sees over here that he notices this straight away. He is going to bring about jealousy, this dream over here. And not just that, it's potentially could be seen as a disrespect for his parents, for him and his wife straight away. So he has to intervene. And Yaakov seemingly will probably be worried that the brothers are thinking not just about themselves, they're harboring jealousy, but are worried about, maybe this lack of respect for him and his mother. It's not kibud out over here. So what's going on? So let's see. He related it to his father and to his brothers. What's interesting is, over here in a case like this, he's actually relating over the dream to his father in of itself. So this is like a greater level, because this is going to bring upon more jealousy, because they're not just relating it to the brothers itself and saying, look what Yaakov is going to do. He's actually, it's like brazenness. He's actually relating these dreams, and the father is actually, Yaakov Avinu is in this vicinity at that point in time. And he related it to his brothers. He repeated it and related it to his father. So after he's told his brothers, now he's reporting it bifneihem, in their presence. So when he's relating it to his father, to Yaakov Avinu, the dreams, he's actually relating it over in the presence of the brothers, the other tribes over there. So now his father Yaakov Avinu is there. So Yaakov is gonna, rebuke him, scold him, because he bred hatred against himself. He's bringing hatred upon himself the way he's doing it. Are we to come? Your mother has already passed away over here. She should come down. But Yaakov did not know. I'm reading Rashi over here. The words of the dream, Magi'in lebilha. It applies now to Bila, let's just say. Who raised Yosef like his mother. But our rabbis learned, there's no dream, without some sense matters in it. Yaakov tended to remove the matter from the heart of his sons, so that they should not be jealous of Yosef. This is why he says to Yosef over here, are we to come? As it is impossible about your mother, so is the rest, let's just say, nullified in of itself over here. Very interesting enough. Okay, friends, we're in pasuk number 11 over here. I said a blessing before on this. Okay. Pasuk number 11. Yud Aleph. Vayikenu bo echav va'aviv Shamar et adavar. So his brothers were jealous of him, but his father waited for the matter over here. So what's interesting, a lot to digest over here. It seems like waited for the matter, he's guarding for it, he's anticipating maybe this can happen, maybe there's some truth to it. So it shows a testimony within regards to the greatness of Yosef over here. Yaakov is taking it seriously because he knows that Yosef didn't just say this to really bring hatred upon himself, or there must have been a deeper reason why someone of the greatness of the Yosef HaTzadik will actually bring this about over here. Maybe there's like some prophecy to it, or there's some meaning towards this, and we do see that this actually does happen as the Parshat progresses. This actual dream actually is fulfilled pretty much to some degree, we see. Okay, Shamar et adavar, I'm reading Rashi, Pasuk 11. Waited for the matter. Hayam mamtin, he was waiting, umetzaper, and like looking, anticipating, let's say. Matayavo, when would this come true, this dream over here? Is this going to come true? V'chen shomer emunim. Similarly, the word shomer, awaiting fulfillment of God's promise. V'chen lo tishmor achatati. And similarly, lo tishmor for my sin, lo tamtin, do not wait over here. Pasuk number 12. Vayelchu echab lirot et son avihem b'Shechem. Now his brothers went to pasture their father's flock in Shechem. And it's progressing the story over here within regards to what happened. Okay, number 12. Lirot et son, to pasture his father's flock. Nakud al et. There are dots over the word et. Shlo hakru el lirot et atzman, because they went only to pasture over here and themselves. Okay, pasuk number 13 over here. Vayom Yisrael el Yosef halo achecha roim b'Shechem lecha v'shlachecha alehem vayom lo hineni. And Israel said to Yosef, are your brothers not pasturing in Shechem? Go and I will send you them. He said to him, here I am over here. So what's going on? Hineni, here I am. Lashon anava, this connotes humility over here. It was rizut and enthusiasm. Nizdarez le mitzvat aviv. He was enthusiastic to the bidding of his father. Va'afal pi shaya yodeh ba'achav shesunoin. And even, let's say, though he was aware that his brothers hated him over here. So it's interesting over here that shows like maybe just a few extra things over here within regards to let's say the topic in of itself. Yaakov over here is sending Yosef on a mission because the brothers have not come back yet. It seems that Yaakov is not going to send Yosef over here to find out where the brothers are if he really knows that let's just say the brothers feel this way about Yosef and want to like get revenge or want to agitate Yosef. It just shows the greatness, first of all, of the level of the brothers, because the brothers are not publicizing their hatred. They're not getting Yaakov involved over here. When maybe you would have thought they need to get Yaakov involved to state this. They're keeping it among themselves. That's a madrega. They want to honor his father also. And Yaakov is judging the brothers favorably, how they're united. He's looking at the good at the people. We can see that he looks favorably at the brothers. And another interesting thing over here, Yaakov is seeing Yosef. So, despite Yosef has had this dream over here, Yaakov is still instructing Yosef and getting favors from Yosef over here, asking Yosef for things, because Yaakov knows that Yosef wasn't trying to harm the brothers over here by relating with the dreams or purposely get them jealous over here or get himself like disrespected. So it shows at this level Yaakov is seeing Yosef favorably and the brothers favorably, and Yosef also has a love for the brothers because he's now going to search for the brothers. He cares about the brothers and he wants what's best for the brothers over here. So we see that over here. Pasuk number 14. Okay. Vayomer lo lech na re'eh et shalom achecha ve'et shalom atzon v'shiveni davar v'yishlachehu me'emek Hebron ve'yavo Shechema. And he said to him, go now, look into the welfare of your brothers and the welfare of the flock and bring me back word. So he sent him from the valley of Hebron and he arrived at Shechem. What's going on over here? Okay, what's going on, friends, over here? Let's see okay. So it's just stating like the parameters of Eretz Yisrael over here. We've got the land of Hebron, we've got the land of Shechem. Naturally, Hebron is one of the 4 holy cities of Israel, along with Tzfat, Tiberias, and Yerushalayim, as we know. That's the first thing we can notice from over here. So what's going on over here? Emek Hebron, from the valley of Hebron. Valo Hebron Bahar. But isn't Hebron on a mountain? Let's just say this is what the Rashi relates over. Shneimar, V'ya'lu v'negev, v'yavo at Hebron. They ascended in the south and he arrived at Hebron. What's interesting, obviously, it's saying the word ascended and Hebron in the same terminology. So we know the spiritual level in these holy cities of Israel is at the top in the world, essentially. So when the lashon of ascending over here, it's showing that you're ascending spiritually also. That's another tidbit we can see from this. Okay. Ela me'itza amuka, from deep counsel, shel otzot tzaddik, the righteous one. Hakavut be'Hebron, who's buried in Hebron. Naturally, the Ma'arat Mechpelah is in Hebron, the cave of the patriarchs. Lekayim mash nemal Avram, in fulfillment of which has been said to Avram. Bein haBetarim, in the Brit Ben haBetarim, the covenant between the parts. Ki get ye zaracha, that your offspring will be like sojourners. Vayavo Shechema, and he arrived at Shechem. Makom muchan leforo anot, a place prepared for adversity. Sham kilkelu hashvatim, there the tribes acted sinfully. Sham inu et dina, they violated Dina over here. Sham nechelka malchut Beit David, there the kingdom of David was divided, like later on. And Shneimar, as it says, Vayelech Rechavam Shechma. Rechavam went to Shechem. This Shechem place, it's going to have a huge significance over the years to come, as we see over here. Now, Pasuk number 15. A Tetvav, naturally. V'yimtza'ehu ish v'hinei. To'eh basadeh v'yishalehu ha'ish lemor. Ma tvakesh. What's going on over here? A man discovered him over here, and behold, he was blundering in the field. The man asked him, saying, "What do you seek?" So now, all of a sudden, he's having a council with another man over here. Let's find out more about him. This is in Rashi. A man discovered him. Who was this? This was Ze Gabriel. This Gabriel, one of the angels. Shneimar, Va'ish Gabriel. It says about the word Gabriel, which he references to the book of Daniel and to the Tanchuma Shtaim over here. A man discovered him, rather than a man saw him, indicates that the man intended to encounter Yosef before Yosef saw him. Gabriel is composed by the words Geber and El, this is man and God. It's sometimes referred to by the word Ish. Let's say a synonym of Geber. I think the Yosef Da'at actually brings that down in of itself. Pasuk number 16, Tet Zayin actually. Vayome et achai anochi mevakesh hagida na li eifo hem ro'im. And he said, "My brothers do I seek? Tell me please where they are pasturing over here." And so he's now encountered, and shows that he wants to find the brothers because he's following out his father's instruction. That's the only thing on his mind. Also shows the greatness of the level of Yosef, because Yosef could easily not have found them and give up and go back to his father and say, "Look, I couldn't find them," but he is doing his father's word. He wants to find them, the brothers, and find him quickly. He wants to make sure he's doing his job properly over here. Pasuk 17, Yud Zayin. Vayome ha'ish nas'u mizeh ki shemati omrim nelcha dotayna vayelech Yosef achar echav v'yamtzaem bedotan. What's going on? The man said they sojourned on from here. For I heard them saying, "Let us go to Dotan." So Yosef went after his brothers and found them in an area called Dotan over here. What can we say? So he keeps going, he pursues. This final time, he's got the information now that they're in Dotan over here. And he's going to come after them, fulfill his father's request. So let's see what the Rashi says over here, naturally. Okay. Nas'u mizeh, they journeyed from here. Hisiu atzman min ha'achava. They have moved themselves, let's say, away from their brotherhood. What's going on? Yosef asked where his brothers are pasturing. The man, let's say, should have answered only that they had gone to Dotan. For Yosef had not asked where his brothers had been. By they sojourned on from here, the man intimated that the brothers no longer related to Yosef as one of them. Wow, that's interesting. So if that's the case over here, this Minchat Yehuda actually and the Siftei Chachamim, So what's interesting, if he's indicated that they don't consider him one of him, he's still going after them to find them, following his father's instruction. He could easily, even this adds, if this is the intention of it, he could have easily said, look, they're not interested in me, better not to meet them, not to confront them, but he's still going on his mission over here, despite he realizes that there's like a unified, let's say, disagreement now with Yosef in his own right. It could spell trouble, but he's still chasing after him because maybe for peaceful reasons to actually encounter them. He doesn't want to lose connection with them, and he wants to fulfill his father's wishes. Okay, let's see what it says here. 17. Nasu Mizam, reading Rashi. And they journeyed on from there. Yisiu Atzman min Achava. They moved themselves away from their brotherhood. Nelcha Dotoyana. Let us go to Dotan. Levakesh lecha. To seek against you. The Nichlei Datot, conspiracies of laws. Sheimitucha Bahem, by which they may put you to death. Regarding to him. Wow. Ulefi Peshuto. But according to a simple meaning, it's the name of a place. And the verse does not depart from its simple meaning. So you can have a deeper meaning to this verse and this name of this place in its own right. Well, it could just have been the name of the place. But Yosef is still coming. Now he's going to encounter them from afar. Let's find out what happens now. Pasuk number 18, friends. Over here. That's naturally Yud Chet in Hebrew. Okay. ויראו אותו מרחוק, ובטרם יקרב עליהם, ויתנכלו אותו למיתו. They saw him from afar, and when he had not yet approached them, and they conspired towards him to kill him over here. Wow. This is a very, even before they saw him close, it shows that the hatred is so great now. They felt that he was worthy of maybe capital punishment over here, maybe because of the dishonor that he showed to the brothers, maybe because of the dishonor towards him. Vayitnaklu, I'm reading Rashi, and they conspired. Nitmal'u nichalim. They filled themselves with conspiracies. Va'armumiyut, and cunning. Let's say conspiracies is, they actually generally thought maybe that Yosef was guilty over here for all the dreams and terminology he's given, and they might have felt that they were under threat over here. So seemingly they had maybe potential reason, you could argue, one could say. Oto towards him, kamo ito. The word oto should be seen as if it was vowelized ito, which means imo. The kloma has to say, elav, towards him, over here. Okay. And now let's pasuk number 19. Vayomru ish el achiv hinei ba'al hachalamot halazeh ba. And one said to the other, look, that dreamer is coming over here. It's interesting. The dreamer is coming. So it shows that this is now all of a sudden they've given, let's say, nicknames in of itself. And it shows it's not a favorable thing. The dreamer is, they're referring to the dreams that they've done. So it shows that this animosity, this jealousy has reached such a strong level at this point in time that they're even calling him by the thing that they have been, like, let's say, targeted at. This wording in of itself, a dreamer, it's a strong terminology over here. Very, very interesting enough. So they're using that over here. This terminology, a dreamer is coming over here. It's a very, very strong lashon over here, strong language. So it's hinting to that this is him. They're not even referring him by his name. It's naming him by the event of what's harbored the hatred to them. And one of the brothers is saying this to all the other brothers over here. It just shows, and no one's rebuking that brother for saying this over here. And they're saying to one another, it looks like it's collective. He's a dreamer. Everyone feels the same way about him in this group. Okay, now we're on pasuk number 20. Va'atalechu v'naharagehu v'nashlichehu ba'achad aborot v'amarnu chaya ra'a achalatu v'nir'eh ma yihiu chalamotav. It's reached such a level now, they're actually prepared to give him the capital punishment over here. Let's see. So now come and let us kill him, and let's throw him into one of the pits, and we will say a wild beast devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. They want to a lot to take in over here. Let's see what the Rashi says, because my 2 cents is not worth anything over here. Pasuk number 20. We'll see what will become of the dreams. Rashi says, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak. Rabbi Yitzchak said, Mikra ze omer darshin. The verse expounds to me over here. Ruach HaKodesh omeret ken. The Holy Spirit is saying this. Him omrim over here. And the brothers are saying, Nahar gehu, let us kill him. V'katuv mesayem. But the verse concludes, let's say, with words of the Holy Spirit. We'll see what becomes of his dreams. They want to eradicate that this dreams is coming here. As if saying, we shall see if the words will come true. Im shelachem or sheli, is your words going to come true or our words over here? But it's impossible that the brothers should say, we shall see what shall become of his dreams. For since they would kill him, but his dreams will be nullified over here. Okay, it demands to be expounded. So I'm reading some notes of it. It's because it's obvious that his dreams will not come true if they were to kill him, as Rashi goes on. Okay. Pasuk number 21, friends. Over here. That's naturally Chaf Aleph in Hebrew. Vayishmar Reuven. Okay. Vayishmar Reuven, vayitzilehu mi'adam, vayomer lo nakenu nafesh. So Reuben heard and he rescued him from the hand, and he said, we will not strike him mortally. So Reuben is getting involved. It's actually interesting. Reuben is oldest of all the brothers, so you'd expect usually the oldest to reason with the brothers at this point in time and to stop this over here. But it seems that Reuben is okay with them sending him over here to still punish him to some degree, but not to give him the most severe punishment, let's just say, in its own right. Let's just say, Lo nakenu nefesh, will not strike him like the soul. Makat nefesh, a blow to the soul, zol yimita, that is death. So seemingly Reuben wants to keep him alive, but with Reuben's, let's just say, method over here. Now you could look at this from 2 angles, just from my point of view, which is not worth much. Reuben over here is sparing him like the death penalty over here, the potential death, and is saying, let's give him the path to survival, but he's going to now have trials and tribulations. Let's see if he's going to pass this. So Reuben is not saving him in totality of it, because Yosef is going to suffer a lot potentially if we use what Reuben's going to do. But still at the same time, it could be that Yosef over here is it could be that Reuben knows. Let's judge him by the most favorable case scenario. Reuben knows that if he saves him in totality and say, let's confront them, let's reason with Yosef, they're not going to listen to him, and then they might throw him in a pit. So he's trying to come like halfway with them and say, let's not kill him, let's do another punishment towards him. Over here. Okay, pasuk number 22. Vayomer alehem Reuven, ale tishpachu dam hashlichu oto el abor hazeh asher bamidbar v'yad al tishlechu bo leman hatzil oto mi'adam lashivo el aviv. Reuben said to them, do not shed blood, throw him into the pit in the wilderness, but send no hand against him in order to rescue him from their hand to return him to his father. It's actually interesting a bit. So Reuben is now trying to negotiate, let's say, make a calming effect over here, and not make sure that this capital punishment is not going to be done totally. In order to rescue him, and so the Holy Spirit bears witness about Reuben, that he said this only to rescue him. Reuben's plan was that he will come and bring him up from there. So his plan was, let's throw him in the pit and he will save him at a later hour, let's just say. Amar, he said, Ani b'chor, I'm the firstborn. I'm, let's say, the oldest of the brothers, the most prominent among all of you. Lo yitaleh hasirachon elabi. The foulness will be hung upon none but me. I'll be blamed for misfortune that befalls Yosef. He knows he's going to get the blame, whatever happens to Yosef, because he's the oldest of it. When you're b'chor, when you're oldest, you've got like a degree of responsibility at this point in time. So that's interesting. Now, friends, we are going to call it a day over here. We are in Aliyah Shlishi. I hope we're going to be able to continue this. If I don't continue this, please read over progress the Parsha by yourselves if we don't do a session tomorrow, and learn more about the Parsha, because we're in the middle of a proper episode, let's just say in its own right, proper important story. We're going to be in Pasuk 23 in chapter 37 over here in Lamed Zayin. Everyone that's watching, please subscribe to the channel and share the channel with your friends. We're trying to get to 6,000 members by Hanukkah time. Let's see if we can do it. Click the subscribe button. Wishing you all well, and take care, and have a great day.